All right. That gave me a chance to think of a transition. Meanwhile, something that I think that if you wanted to drive away certain members of your family, well, you can put on Daniel's solo review.
Yes. Yes, the new adaptation of The Ghost in the Shell. Um,
Oh, so they did the thing from like 10 years ago where they added a the to the title to make it confusing to figure out.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's actually the title of the manga, which this series is taking heavy inspiration from. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Ghost in the Shell, it's a very popular anime manga franchise. It's been around almost 40 years. The manga was published in the late 80s. It's gotten many adaptations over the last almost 35 ish years.
It even had a regrettable movie starring Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, yeah. But most people know Ghost in the Shell. When they think of Ghost in the Shell, they usually think of the 95 anime movie, which I will admit is a great movie. One of my favorites. I hold it in high regard, as a lot of people do, but it is tonally very different from the manga, and it's also the characters are very different. The like Major Kusanagi in that movie is very stoic and very serious, and she's always questioning her humanity and having philosophical conversations with her teammates about it. But in this version, although Standalone Complex got I thought tried to do a pretty good blend between the two. But this series is leaning heavily into the manga. And if you never read the manga, like there's a lot more humor in it than you might expect. And the members of Section 9 are just total goofballs. And that includes Major Kusanagi.
I kind of remember that. Like I remember I read a little bit of it way back in the day, and I remember always thinking it was sort of odd after like seeing some of the anime that was much more serious, like all the little chibi style asides and everything.
Right, yeah. But yeah, and of course you see that a lot too with her, where she gets really flustered when she's talking to the other teammates, and because they got too close to her ghost when they were they were linking their cyber brains, and she's like, you bunch of insensitive jerks. And giving them a bunch of grief and everything. They all like just do all this banter back and forth. But the first episode, we have the little prologue, which is basically, like I said, it's taken from the manga, and then they also did it with the movie where the Major takes out this corrupt government official, in spectacular fashion, where she shoots him through the window on the building, and then she's dropping down and she turns invisible. Then we flash forward to where she actually goes to the Prime Minister of Japan because she wants to start this special forces unit of public security to basically kind of work outside of outside the law and outside of normal procedures, and which Daisuke Aramaki, who's the chief, had the same idea. And so they kind of start with a little dry run where they're outside of this orphanage for war orphans, and they find out that these like corrupt government people are brainwashing these kids, and so the Major thinks that Aramaki's like setting her up for failure, because if they storm this place, it could just be like this huge scandal and everything.
It's like kind of a Waco style thing.
Kind of, yeah. The other thing too, a big difference between like the other anime adaptations and this is that the Major and Aramaki like have their relationship's more contentious in this series, and then as was with the manga as opposed to the other shows. Like, I mean, she calls him the old ape. And but she basically just says, screw it, we'll go in and take care of it. And one of the things I noticed about the show, at least in this first episode, is that it is surprisingly based, although it's Japanese, so but like there's a scene where like at the beginning of the episode, just before the Major takes the guy out, they're having this discussion. The guys, one of the people in this meeting says, well, that really goes against our the socialist ideals of my country, and then the guy says, well, you act all socialist, but you're at heart you're really capitalist. So like, and then
so it has no respect for communists. Okay, cool.
Right, exactly, yeah. And then at the end of the episode, when they succeed and they have this one kid that they who got away, and he's basically kind of rescued, quote unquote, and he's like, so you came here to rescue us and get us out of here? And Major says, why? So you could get on welfare and be a drain on society? Like, oh, okay.
I'm 3. Get a job, hippie.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what she told them to do. Yeah, it's just like, find your own way of life. Find your own way in life. Yeah, don't bother me. But
how delightfully unrestrained and ridiculous.
Oh yeah. And of course, the ending shot in the episode is where which is it's also in the manga, where the Major ghost hacks the Prime Minister of Japan and makes him hit himself in the face. But,
okay, this really is more ridiculous. Like, I'm sure there's like actual drama too, right?
There is, yeah. And there's some good action scenes in there. The animation's very fluid. It's got that I think we've talked about this before, that dark line of animation style we've kind of been seeing lately. It's got that
like thicker lines, yeah.
The thicker lines, yeah. It's got that look to it. It is very like 80s, 90s style anime, which I miss deeply. Not that the new anime style is bad. It's just, it has that nostalgic feel to it.
Right. And honestly, we've been kind of in the current paradigm of very clean lines for a while. Yeah, the technology has kind of caught up to the point where you can keep a lot of crazy details consistent more easily. So we're due for some experimentation.
Oh, yes. Yeah, indeed. But I'm enjoying the series so far. Looking forward to watching the rest of the episodes as they drop on Amazon Prime.
You foresaw my question about where one could watch this program.
Yes.